Hi, and welcome to Three Questions with. Got my buddy Chris Dunn with us from BlueHive Exhibits. Hey, Chris, welcome to the show.
Hey, Kevin, great to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
So, Chris, let's start at the beginning. Tell us a little bit about what BlueHive does.
Happy to do so. BlueHive is a trade show exhibit company. We are kind of really involved with all sorts of different corporate and live events. We started about 17 years ago, actually just had our 17th year anniversary. And we're kind of, I guess, where, marketing meets architecture meets interior design meets engineering. It's really kind of an interesting amalgamation of a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, we are a creative agency that specializes in building three-dimensional brand pieces, primarily for trade show and event applications.
So, Chris, what fascinates me is when I go to a show and I see one of those exhibits, I always step back and go, wow, it really does. It makes a big difference. I've been to events where you go and somebody has invested some funds, they know what they wanted to accomplish, and you walk by, you're like, wow. And then you go to the next one, it's like, they didn't put the effort in, maybe because they just didn't know they were supposed to. It really makes you stand out at an exhibit, at an event when you have the right stuff. That's my opinion, at least, my experience. I'm like, all right, I want to go talk to Chris because he's got an amazing display. It's going to make me stop and talk to you every time. Just to comment, hey, this is amazing looking. Gets me in the door.
Well, that's what we sell. At the end of the day, that's really kind of where we hope to be able to add value, is really kind of sitting down with a client and understanding what are your goals? What are you trying to get out of this show? What do you, when you are on the plane riding home and you go, man, that was a really good show. Like, what does that look like? And a lot of times, in that particular client's existing exhibit scenario, there's a lot of room for improvement, whether it be on the architectural side or whether it be on the engagement side. Like, what are they doing that's interesting, that's speaking to the attendees, that's causing people to kind of stop and take notice and come in. And to your point, it can be an architectural statement, where the structure is really cool, the lighting's awesome, and the graphics are, just kind of beyond. Or there can be some sort of educational component or a gamification of, take your service and somehow figure out how to make a really kind of cool, Jeopardy game type of thing, where you're drawing people in to participate in this kind of client engagement or experience where they're both learning about your product and or service. But at the same time, it's kind of fun and engaging, and you're, these days, kind of post-COVID, there's a lot of people who haven't really been back out in the world. So just coming in and talking to real people, with or without a mask on, depending where you are, and kind of reconnecting and just kind of having that human touch and involvement again is it's great to see it happening again.
So, Chris, are you able to help people like me? So my thing would be like, hey, Chris, you know what I want? I want a really cool display. What does it look like? I don't know. I have no visualization skills, none of that, but I want something that's cool. That's how I would describe it. Chris, can you get me something cool?
Yeah.
Can you take that random comment cool and make it into something that is cool?
Absolutely. I'll give you we'll probably go down a couple different paths. So we're going to start off, like any other kind of creative agency, there's a discovery period where we're kind of sitting with the client. Hopefully we're going to scratch the surface a little bit below cool, what does cool mean to you kind of thing. But find out what those goals are, find out what you're trying to do. What's your brand message? Is there a current campaign that you're doing, that you're running, whether it be social media or regular media or whatever that might be, and how do we kind of tie it in? A lot of times we'll use our portfolio as kind of an idea, springboard. Hey, here's some stuff that we did for a lot of other companies. Understand that their goals may have been different from you, but what resonates with you? Are you looking for really, a theater where you're going to be able to do a large presentation, or kind of these really interesting stand-up demo modules where you do kind of more of a one-on-one or a one-on-three type of a thing, and that that kind of architecture that is that demo station ends up looking really cool, and attracting people in. So I think we have some different tools that are both visual as well as a series of questions that can hopefully help us extract what that coolness factor is for you, and then come up with some great ideas. We typically will bring in a designer to really kind of hear as much directly from you as possible, as you being the client, and let them kind of marinate on that and come back with like, here's some different ideas and directions that we could go.
I like that a lot, Chris, because I'm that person. I need to see the work you've already done, because otherwise I don't visualize at all. So you're like, oh, we're going to have, even you told me it's X by X. I just kind of go like, honestly, I look at my wife and she tells me how big that it would be and stuff. I don't have
it's the size of our kitchen.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly what I would do, to be honest.
Right.
So I like that you have the ability to show them your previous work, but also to bring in that talent for someone who does have that ability to go, I have the vision. I just need you to create it for me. So I like that you can handle it no matter what it is and stuff. So that's really cool. So Chris, how do people reach out to you? How do they learn more?
I can be reached a couple different ways. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. So Chris Dunn at LinkedIn. I'm not sure what my actual address is, but you can find me there. I work for BlueHive Exhibits. My email address is cdunn@blue-hive.com. Very important to put the dash between blue and hive. And those are probably the two best ways to reach out to me.
Awesome, Chris. I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to come on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it.